Hey everyone, welcome back to Arhawks. It has been a while, but we are back with another Honor of Kings meta update. The battlefield has changed once again with the arrival of Season 15, the Grand Venture, bringing new heroes, major balance changes, and a completely refreshed meta. With every new season, some heroes rise to the top, while others fall behind. The strongest picks are not always the ones with the highest win rate. The real meta heroes are the ones who can consistently change the outcome of a ranked match. In today's video, we're counting down the top 15 meta heroes of Season 15, based on official ranked data, pick rate, ban rate, recent balance adjustments, and overall impact in the current battlefield. From powerful fighters who dominate the clash lane, to marksmen who can carry late-game fights, and mages who control the entire battlefield, these are the heroes you need to know if you want to climb ranks this season. Before we begin, if you enjoy Honor of Kings guides, meta updates, and hero analysis, make sure to subscribe to Arhawks and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest Honor of Kings content. Now, let's find out which heroes are dominating Season 15. Starting off our list at number 15, we have Marco Polo, a reliable marksman who continues to remain a valuable pick in the current meta. Marco Polo may not have the highest priority compared to some of the strongest carries, but he is still one of the most unique marksmen in Honor of Kings. His biggest strength comes from his mobility and true damage. Unlike many other farm lane heroes who struggle against defensive frontliners, Marco Polo can deal consistent damage that ignores enemy defenses, making him especially useful against tank-heavy teams. His mobility also allows him to reposition quickly during fights, dodge dangerous abilities, and find better angles to deal damage. However, playing Marco Polo requires good timing and positioning. A small mistake can leave him vulnerable because he depends heavily on movement and skill accuracy. Currently, Marco Polo remains a solid choice for players who enjoy an aggressive and mobile marksman playstyle. Focus on attack speed, critical damage, and penetration to maximize his damage output. Here is his optimal build. Moving on to number 14, we have High-Mobility, an A-tier mage who brings mobility, burst damage, and strong outplay potential to the battlefield. High-Mobility may not be one of the most picked heroes, but she remains a dangerous choice in the hands of skilled players. Her biggest strength comes from her ability to move around fights while constantly applying pressure. Unlike traditional mages who rely on staying in one position, High-Mobility can reposition herself, avoid enemy attacks, and find the perfect moment to strike. Her mobility makes her especially effective against slower heroes, allowing her to chase enemies, escape dangerous situations, and create unexpected plays during team fights. However, High-Mobility requires good mechanical skill and decision-making. Players need to understand when to enter a fight and when to stay back, because one wrong move can leave her vulnerable to enemy crowd control. Currently, High-Mobility remains a strong A-tier option for players who enjoy an aggressive mage playstyle with high mobility and the ability to make flashy plays. Focus on magic power, cooldown reduction, and penetration to maximize her burst damage and keep her abilities available more often. Here is her optimal build. Taking the 13th spot on our list, we have Wang Xiaojun, also known as Princess Frost, a powerful control mage who continues to be a reliable pick for players who love controlling the battlefield. Wang Xiaojun may not always receive the same attention as high-burst mages, but her ability to control fights makes her one of the most dependable heroes in the mid lane. Her biggest strength comes from her powerful crowd control and area damage. She can slow down enemies, create dangerous zones, and make it difficult for opponents to move freely during important team fights. A well-timed ultimate from Princess Frost can completely change the outcome of a battle by separating enemies and forcing them to reposition. She is especially effective when playing with teammates who can follow up on her control abilities, allowing her team to secure kills more easily. However, positioning is extremely important. Wang Xiaojun is powerful when she controls the fight from a safe distance, but she becomes an easy target if enemies get close. For the best results, focus on magic power, cooldown reduction, and magic penetration to increase her damage and control potential. Here is her optimal build. Coming in at number 12, we have Milady, an S-tier mage who has become a dangerous threat because of her unique ability to control the battlefield through constant pressure. Unlike many traditional mages who focus mainly on burst damage, Milady brings a different style of gameplay. Her biggest strength is her incredible pushing power and her ability to create pressure across the map. With her mechanical units, Milady can quickly clear waves, damage towers, and force enemies to respond to her lane pressure. Even when she is not directly involved in a team fight, she can still create huge advantages for her team by controlling objectives and opening space on the battlefield. Her abilities also allow her to punish enemies who ignore her presence. If opponents leave her alone for too long, she can quickly turn that mistake into destroyed towers and a massive gold advantage. However, Milady depends heavily on good positioning and map awareness. She is not the strongest hero when caught alone, so players need to understand when to push, when to join fights, and when to play safely. In the current meta, Milady remains a strong choice for players who enjoy a strategic mage playstyle focused on applying pressure, achieving objectives, and controlling the game's pace. Focus on magic power, cooldown reduction, and penetration to maximize her damage and keep constant pressure on enemies. Here is her optimal build. Moving into the top 11, we have Hou-Yi, one of the most popular marksmen in honor of kings, and a hero who continues to be a reliable choice in the farm lane. Hou-Yi's biggest strength is his incredible sustained damage. Once he reaches his core items, he becomes a powerful late-game carry who can melt through enemy teams with his high attack speed and consistent damage output. Unlike marksmen who depend on complicated mechanics, Hou-Yi rewards good positioning and smart decision-making. A player who understands spacing and stays protected behind the front line can deal massive damage throughout team fights. His long-range ultimate also gives him extra utility, allowing him to start fights, catch escaping enemies, or provide support from across the battlefield. However, Hou-Yi has one major weakness: mobility. Without a strong front line or proper protection, he can easily become a target for enemy assassins and fighters. The key to mastering Hou-Yi is patience. Stay behind your teammates, avoid unnecessary risks, and wait for the perfect moment to unleash your damage. In the current meta, Hou-Yi remains a strong farm lane option for players who enjoy a classic marksman playstyle with powerful late-game scaling. Focus on attack speed, critical damage, and physical penetration to maximize his damage output. Here is his optimal build. Breaking into the top 10, we have Angela, a powerful S-tier mage who continues to be one of the most dangerous burst damage heroes in the game. Angela's biggest strength is her ability to completely control fights with overwhelming magic damage and reliable crowd control. Once she locks onto a target, even the toughest opponents can disappear quickly if they fail to escape. Her combination of burst damage and area control makes her extremely effective in team fights. She can pressure enemy carries, punish poor positioning, and create opportunities for her teammates to finish off important targets. One of Angela's biggest advantages is that she can influence fights from a safe distance. Instead of needing to dive into the middle of battles, she can stay behind her front line and continuously pressure enemies with her abilities. However, Angela requires good timing and positioning. If her skills miss or enemies manage to reach her, she becomes much easier to defeat because she lacks strong mobility. To play Angela effectively, focus on controlling the battlefield, targeting priority enemies, and using your abilities at the right moment instead of rushing into fights. In the current meta, Angela remains a strong mage pick for players who want a hero with explosive damage and the ability to turn team fights around. Focus on magic power, cooldown reduction, and magic penetration to maximize her burst potential. Here is her optimal build. Taking the 9th spot on our list, we have Lubon number 7, an S-tier marksman who has become one of the most impressive damage dealers in the current battlefield. Lubon number 7 may look simple at first glance, but his damage output is anything but ordinary. His biggest strength comes from his incredible sustained damage and his ability to shred through enemies, especially during extended fights. One of the reasons Lubon remains so powerful is his ability to deal massive damage against both squishy targets and frontline heroes. Once he gets enough items, his attacks can quickly destroy enemy health bars and force opponents to respect his presence. His strong performance is also reflected in his statistics, with one of the highest win rates among marksmen in the current meta. This shows that when players position him correctly, Lubon can consistently become a game-changing carry. However, like many marksmen, Lubon's biggest weakness is his lack of mobility. He depends heavily on good positioning and protection from his teammates. If enemies reach him, he can be eliminated quickly. The key to mastering Lubon number 7 is understanding spacing. Stay behind your front line, avoid unnecessary risks, and use your range advantage to deal damage safely. In the current meta, Lubon number 7 is one of the strongest farm lane heroes and a great choice for players who want a powerful late-game marksman capable of carrying team fights. Focus on attack speed, critical damage, and physical penetration to maximize his damage output. Here is his optimal build. Moving into the top 8, we have Daji, a terrifying mage who has always been known for one thing: deleting enemies before they even have a chance to react. Daji's greatest strength is her incredible single-target burst damage. Once she finds the perfect opportunity, she can instantly remove fragile heroes like marksmen and mages from the battlefield, making her one of the most feared heroes in ranked matches. Her simple but deadly playstyle makes her extremely popular among players. Daji does not need complicated combos to be effective. She focuses on finding the right target, landing her abilities, and turning one mistake from the enemy into a guaranteed elimination. She becomes especially dangerous in the mid and late game when her magic damage reaches its peak. A single successful ambush can completely change the direction of a team fight. However, Daji's weakness is that she depends heavily on timing and positioning. If enemies build magic defense or avoid giving her opportunities to engage, her impact becomes much lower. She also needs to be careful against heroes with strong mobility or crowd control. The key to mastering Daji is patience. Do not rush into fights. Wait for enemies to use their important abilities, then strike when they are most vulnerable. In the current meta, Daji remains one of the strongest solo queue mages because of her ability to punish mistakes and carry fights with explosive burst damage. Focus on magic power, magic penetration, and cooldown reduction to maximize her one-shot potential. Here is her optimal build. Taking the 7th spot on our list, we have Dun, an A-tier tank fighter who proves that a hero does not need the highest pick rate to become one of the strongest choices on the battlefield. Dun's biggest strength is his incredible durability and ability to create space for his team. With his strong defensive abilities and reliable crowd control, he can stand on the front line, absorb huge amounts of damage, and disrupt enemy formations. What makes Dun special is his consistency. While some heroes depend heavily on mechanical skill or perfect conditions, Dun can provide value in almost every match. He can protect his teammates, start fights, and punish enemies who position too aggressively. His high win rate shows how effective he is when used correctly. A well-played Dun can completely change the pace of a battle by forcing enemies to focus on him while his teammates deal damage safely. However, Dun still requires good decision-making. Engaging at the wrong time or going too deep without support can leave them isolated. Players need to understand when to start a fight and when to protect their carries. In the current meta, Dunn is one of the most reliable frontline heroes, especially for players who want a durable fighter who can control fights and create opportunities for the entire team. Focus on defensive items, health, and durability to maximize his ability to survive and support his team. Here is his optimal build. Moving into the top 6, we have AoE, also known as Long, an S-tier marksman who continues to be one of the most dangerous late-game carries in Honor of Kings. Aoyin's biggest strength is his incredible damage potential and ability to take over fights once he reaches his power spike. With his unique abilities and strong scaling, he can deal massive damage while staying relatively safe behind his teammates. Unlike some marksmen who rely only on basic attacks, Aoyin has multiple ways to pressure enemies. He can deal consistent damage, control fights from a distance, and punish opponents who make positioning mistakes. His late-game presence is what makes him so valuable. When protected properly, Aoyin can shred through enemy teams and become the main damage source for his squad. However, Aoyin is not an easy hero to maximize. Positioning is extremely important because one mistake against enemy assassins or fighters can quickly end his impact in a fight. The key to playing Aoyin is patience. Stay behind your front line, farm efficiently, and wait for the right moment to enter team fights and unleash your full damage. In the current meta, Aoyin remains one of the strongest farm lane choices because of his ability to carry games when he reaches his full potential. Focus on attack speed, critical damage, and physical penetration to maximize his late-game power. Here is his optimal build. Breaking into the top 5, we have Dianwei, an A-tier jungler who continues to dominate ranked matches with his incredible damage and snowball potential. Dianwei has become one of the most reliable jungle picks for players who want to carry games. With his fast jungle clear, powerful dueling ability, and explosive damage, he can quickly build an early advantage and pressure every objective on the map. His biggest strength is his devastating damage output. Thanks to his true damage and powerful abilities, Dianwei can cut through both tanks and squishy heroes with ease. As he gains passive stacks and completes his core items, he becomes even harder to stop, turning into a late-game monster capable of carrying team fights. Although his mechanics are simple to learn, success with Dianwei depends on smart decision-making. Farm efficiently, look for isolated targets, and choose the right moment to engage instead of forcing unnecessary fights. Once he gets ahead, it's extremely difficult for the enemy team to slow him down. With his excellent win rate and consistent performance in ranked matches, Dianwei has earned his place among the strongest junglers in the current meta. Focus on attack damage, cooldown reduction, and survivability to maximize his burst damage and dominate every team fight. Here is his optimal build. Taking the 4th spot on our list, we have High-Mobility Mage, an S-tier fighter who has received one of the biggest gameplay upgrades and has become one of the most exciting heroes in the current meta. High-Mobility Mage has always been known as a hero with 2 completely different playstyles, but after his recent mechanics upgrade, he has become even more flexible and dangerous on the battlefield. His biggest strength is his ability to adapt to different situations. Whether you want a more aggressive playstyle or a hero who can control fights with powerful abilities, High-Mobility Mage can provide both options depending on the form you choose. His upgraded mechanics improve the overall flow of his gameplay, giving players more control and making his transformations feel smoother and more impactful. In the hands of a skilled player, High-Mobility Mage can dominate the clash lane, pressure enemies, and become a huge threat during team fights. His damage, mobility, and ability to create space make him one of the most difficult fighters to deal with. However, Li Xian is not a hero that anyone can master instantly. Understanding when to change forms, managing his abilities, and knowing the right moment to engage are extremely important. A player who understands Li Xian's strengths can completely control the pace of the game. In the current meta, Li Xian is one of the strongest fighter choices because of his versatility and his ability to perform in different situations. Focus on physical damage, penetration, and survivability to maximize his impact in fights. Here is his optimal build. Moving into the top 3, we have Oghren, an S-tier fighter who continues to be one of the most feared and versatile heroes in the current meta. Oghren's biggest strength is his flexibility. He can perform extremely well in multiple positions, especially in the jungle and clash lane, allowing teams to draft him in different situations. His unique playstyle gives him incredible damage, strong sustain, and the ability to stay active during long fights. Unlike heroes who need to eliminate enemies instantly, Oghren becomes stronger the longer he remains in battle, constantly applying pressure while being difficult to take down. After his recent adjustments and improvements, Oghren has become even more consistent. His enhanced abilities allow him to recover more effectively and create bigger threats during team fights. One of the reasons players fear Oghren is his ability to impact the entire battlefield. He can clear quickly, join fights, chase enemies, and turn small advantages into complete victories. However, playing Oghren still requires good decision-making. Entering fights too early or using his abilities at the wrong moment can leave him vulnerable, especially against heroes with strong crowd control. The key to mastering Oghren is knowing when to commit and when to wait. A patient Oghren player can completely control fights and become the biggest threat on the enemy team. In the current meta, Oghren remains one of the strongest flexible picks and a hero that every team needs to respect. Focus on physical damage, sustain, and defensive options to maximize his ability to dominate extended battles. Here is his optimal build. Standing at number 2 on our list, we have Lorien, an S-tier mage who arrived as one of the most impactful heroes and quickly became a major threat in the current battlefield. Lorien's biggest strength is his incredible team fight presence. Unlike mages who only focus on dealing damage from a distance, Lorien combines powerful magic damage with strong control abilities, allowing him to influence the entire battlefield. His abilities allow him to pressure multiple enemies at once, making him extremely effective during large team fights around important objectives. A well-timed combo from Lorien can completely change the outcome of a battle by controlling enemy movements and creating opportunities for his teammates. Another reason Lorien is such a valuable pick is his versatility. He can deal consistent damage while still providing the crowd control that teams need, making him a strong choice in both ranked matches and coordinated gameplay. However, Lorien requires good positioning and timing. A player who jumps into fights without a plan can quickly become an easy target, especially against heroes with strong burst damage or crowd control. The key to mastering Lorien is understanding the flow of the battle. Wait for the right moment, control the enemy team, and use your abilities when they can create the biggest impact. In the current meta, Lorien stands among the strongest mages because of his ability to control fights, deal massive damage, and provide huge value to his team. Focus on magic power, cooldown reduction, and magic penetration to maximize his damage and teamfight potential. Here is his optimal build. And finally, taking the top spot on our list, we have Florentino, the S-tier fighter who has once again proven why he is considered one of the most terrifying heroes in Honor of Kings. Florentino is not a hero who becomes number 1 because of simple statistics alone. He earns this position because of his incredible impact, unmatched skill ceiling, and the fear he creates whenever he appears on the battlefield. With one of the highest ban rates among all heroes, Florentino is a hero that players respect and fear. Even when opponents know how to deal with him, a highly skilled Florentino player can completely take over the clash lane and create problems for the entire enemy team. His biggest strength comes from his powerful dueling ability. In the hands of an experienced player, Florentino can outplay opponents, win difficult fights, and turn small advantages into complete control of the game. Unlike many fighters who rely only on raw damage, Florentino rewards mechanical skill and precise decision-making. His combos, movement, and timing separate average players from true masters. However, Florentino is also one of the most challenging heroes to master. A player who cannot control his mechanics will struggle to reach his full potential. But for those who invest time into learning him, the reward is one of the strongest carry fighters in the game. The key to playing Florentino is confidence and precision. Know your limits, choose the right moments to engage, and use your mobility to outplay your opponents. In the current meta, Florentino remains the ultimate clash lane threat, a hero capable of dominating his lane, controlling fights, and becoming the deciding factor between victory and defeat. Focus on physical damage, penetration, and survivability to maximize his ability to carry games. Here is his optimal build. And there you have it, the top 15 meta heroes dominating the current honor of King's Battlefield. These heroes are currently shaping ranked matches, but the meta is always changing with every balance update. Now I want to know your opinion. Which hero do you think deserves the #1 spot? Do you agree with Florentino being the strongest hero right now, or would you choose someone else? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If this guide helped you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to RHawks, and turn on notifications for more Honor of Kings guides, tier lists, and updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the battlefield.